Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. And today we're diving into a difficulty 7 Chaos run, and we are going to be following up with our boy Kayron and his key team. Now, keep in mind, you can build this team a couple different ways for the sake of clearing Chaos content. It's really more about what you're comfortable clearing with, but I really do like pairing Ray and Mika because Ray is going to be very flexible, and depending on the epiphanies that we can get, we can use Kayron's either one of his builds that I covered on my video yesterday, and Mika is just the healer that we're always good to go and will always give us the action points that we need when our hands can be a little bit clunky. So yes, this is on very high difficulty in both cases, and I am trying to progress through difficulty 7, but man, I could really use some better save data. So to get better epiphanies, to get better rewards, we're gonna try to clear this on Nightmare on very high with Kayron. So let's dive in. And again, he is still a pretty good character to build, in my opinion. While he does take a little bit time to ramp up, and so he might not be that good for the Basin, which is the time-sensitive content, he's just a blast to play at the end of the day. I don't like removing cards early, so I will take one of 3 public cards and hope that we get something good. Recycle can get a epiphany to have an extra action point if you high roll it. So we are going to take this and we are going to put it on Mika in this case, just so if we need a heavy action point turn, it will give us what we need to set up for Kayron. So we are going to look at our fates. Sure, a free legendary. These can roll and have a gold border, which means you got like an upgrade one, but we'll just take the guaranteed legendary. And then from here, always make sure you plan out your paths and make sure that if there's any of these very hard buffed guys, if you're trying to farm orbs, go for it, right? I would recommend, if I was just trying to farm orbs in this run, I would go to this boss and maybe consider backing out at this point. Get the extra orbs, and if this is going to be too hard, you know, I want to just back out here. Great, there's a checkpoint. Otherwise, you'll have to fight through all these extra elite. Wow, there's a lot of elites. All these extra elites as we're going through, and then you could back out at the boss. So I want to avoid as much as possible. So actually, it looks like this is a safe track for us. So this this bottom one here is going to be ideal for us. So opening turns are otherwise going to be pretty easy. Our characters are upgraded, so we're going to try to just clear through very quickly. Always use snack time to clear out a futility if you can, because you can't really use anything with them early. And unfortunately, not really having attack worth boosting because our Ray is a little bit under geared, but damage is damage for us. So we're going to double this up and still, unfortunately, be a little bit short. There is the recycling. We're going to get very close because I know the... Oh, actually, that's not going to... I guess this is difficulty 7, so we're just under on the damage that we want to clear this. So if it has 100 left, and we can't combine both of them to clear here either. All right, well, we're going to take the guaranteed kill here. And then we can manually clear our other 2 stacks. So if you want a guide on how to play Kayron and how I recommend building him, I did, again, put out a video yesterday that dives into a bit more detail. This will just be us going through our runs and making sure that we can hopefully clear and get through it to the end. So we are going to be able to kill here with the black hole. So we're going to make sure that we heal up a little bit and then use our attack. And again, for these early stages, we'll just try to go through them pretty quickly. I think I said middle, right? We got an elite, Yeah. So because we are trying to find some save data, going through the elites is going to be preferred because it'll have opportunity to trigger epiphanies, and then also the rewards at the end for elites are very important. So I don't mind that I'm seeing all the heavy elites early. It's in fact going to be a fun little dance we get to do. I did not expect us to get the break there. I could have sequenced that a little bit better, but We should still be able to knock one of them out on the next one there. Actually, can we use just shy on damage with the Dark Blade? So we should have the ability to do enough damage here before we cycle through our deck, so I don't mind putting those two futilities into our discard. Or we're gonna find ourselves in a position where we'll have to burn our recycle here just to try and draw something. Okay, so now unfortunately he's gonna go into a shield, so no matter what, we're not getting the extra. We're not gonna be able to get the kill here. 2 stacks of morale is okay, but of course, if you get her up to E1 and you have the ability to get the double stacks in that regard, it does so much more for Kayron's build. So if you have E1 Ray, you know, definitely recommend unlocking that ASAP, and it will make the single target version of Kayron be a lot better. Even if it's not ideal, I do like taking an early attack here just to make Kayron do more damage. And we got some back-to-back elites to battle. Not ideal. Like, the recycling is probably not going to be all that important for us, so we're going to burn it for now and just try to draw into hopefully something. Yep, a little bit of damage is better than nothing here, but again, trying to save our ego points just in case we run into something that's going to be a little bit stronger of a start for us. And just because I want to show it off, we are going to use his ego skill here, or his ultimate. Just a gorgeous animation through and through. And we're already at max health, and we want to retain this for the next turn, so we'll just get our wave and go to the next turn. Otherwise, here we got a good amount of skill spam just to get some damage on him. We're probably going to cycle through our deck once, so I'm going to burn one of these while I can. But again, every time that we remove these, we're ultimately upping the damage on Black Hole, which is going to be like the key attack skill for Kayron. So if you can copy this, this is definitely the card that you're going to be looking for in a lot of situations. But it looks like we're going to be just shy on the damage here. Nope, actually we will get it for the last point, so we're going to take a little bit of a heal just because we know that we're going to be able to kill him, and that is our first elite down. Max HP is not bad. It gives us sustained. We're going to put it onto Ray because she is our support character in this regard. She's a buffer supporter role to our damage dealer. Basic enemy before we go back into an elite, so we'll just try to save up our ego points and making sure that we have as much utility going into our next fight as possible. I personally love the upgrade here. I just like thinning out our deck and making sure that we don't have a bunch of extra cards in there where we don't need them. Snack time here being very nice of just giving us a small heal and a free cycle. Unfortunately, didn't get any of the other attacks there. One more attack card from Kayron would have been able to finish that. That is going to clear. We do not have a heal in hand. We'll just flex on him with the Black Hole. Oh, nice. Oath is really good, especially if you're trying to do the more sustain-friendly build for Kayron. Like, let's say you're in a higher difficulty. Getting the one that heals or has healing, and then you can also get Ray's buff that gives plus 40% damage and healing. Kayron turns into a solo healer, man. It is crazy how good he becomes. Well, I'm glad that we just got our our skill back here, because we are just going to go for a full full AoE nuke because these guys are actually really annoying to deal with. And that's also going to give us 4 banishes for the black hole once we eventually draw it and get to deal a lot more damage. And then I guess, you know, right, we still have the extra attack here at the end. Not much we're doing with this hand, so we're just going to take the one good attack that we have and power it up a little bit. Unfortunately, we do not have the brand yet for Kayron, which is the AoE ability, which would have been really nice here, but we do get the Oath, but don't have anything in hand for the Oath yet. We are so close on the damage here, trying to knock out the guy in the middle. And now we're just doing far too much damage that I want to make sure I'm trying to hit one of the other guys. So now we should be able to align our attacks quite well to knocking out some of these. And now again, you can see that we have 100 damage and 141 healing, which is really nice. So again, not a ton of healing per se, but when you're starting to spam these and chain a lot of them together, like the incremental healing does add up quite a bit. Yep, and again, it also does help with stress management. So when it comes to chaos runs in particular, I would very strongly recommend building out the more sustained version of Kayron. Again, keeping in mind that version is going to be strictly worse for the tower content. So you do have to start your run with asking the question, do I want to clear this chaos, or do I want to try and get the best save data possible? And that will fundamentally change the build that you do for this guy. That is not a good one, so we are just going to grab our helmet and move on for the sake of time. Another normal unit trying to basically speed running this. And again, keep in mind, this is a very high save data. So we could hopefully walk away with some good stuff out of this run. Oh, yes, you love to see the 5% crit chance on, on Mika finally come through for us. Take our black hole just to get the KO where we can. The bleed effects going into our deck is a bit annoying. Just short. So we're going to try to use a snack time now. Oath is fine. We can just line up a... For sure going to have removal on the next turn. But again, we're going to go into an elite boss soon, so we are trying to save our ego points the best that we can in case we need it as a opener. Looking for the stress reduction, which we didn't get. So in this case, we're just going to get our retain cards. So something to keep in mind with Kayron in particular, being able to thin our deck out as much as possible so we can find the combo enablers is really important, but you also don't want to have too many retain cards because you'll find out very quickly that 10 cards is the hand size limit. And unfortunately, it looks like our Kayron's going to go into a breakdown right as we get into a elite battle here. But we got our brand, so we are going to have our AoE ability, thankfully. That is the Agony, but we already got a weapon on him, so it's not as important. I do want to take the Epiphany here because we're trying to... we have very high save data, so we might as well try to take advantage of that where we can. And we get his last card here, so we can start building those out, hopefully, on the next couple fights. So we could go for the Campfire here, which would... you know, save us the headache of him breaking, but he's going to break down pretty much immediately either way, so might as well just get this out of the way. Try to draw through our deck where we can and see what we can get for an opener. I should have used the morale there first, but I was focused on just the using the ego skill here because he is going to have a breakdown, which means when he comes back, it's only going to cost 1 point. So if needed, we will have a cheap AoE for the next next fight here. Bro, you got to be at like 49 out of 50. What is this? What is this stress bar? All right, well, we are just going to stack some futilities into our deck and get rid of the schizophrenia just to see if we can survive one more turn without him having a little mentee B. Nope. Okay. So hopefully we'll be able to cycle back to those by the time he comes out of his breakdown. This is a very unfortunate hand. Because this is going to exhaust itself, we actually do want to save it for the deck shuffle instead. So unfortunately, when you go into breakdown, some turns you are just going to be stuck, to say the least. And it does look like we are going to have a big ouchies coming our way for the next turn. But we can heal up quite a bit here. And no matter what, he is going to be able to get out of this breakdown now. I do want to save it just in case we like draw the cards that we actually want to burn here. So, or we'll use it for the next elite too, which is totally fine. So, yep, here we go. Here's where we wanted to save these. Try to cycle through. I don't think we're going to actually cycle through our entire deck again. So I think we'll have just enough damage to knock this out, and then I can, you know, clear one of these at least. We're playing a bit dangerous with this hand, but oh, unfortunately, we came to the very end here where we get our oath, but because he is so close, do we have a nope? Unfortunately, don't have enough to heal up here, but we can increase Black Hole's damage to 722. And that will be enough to get him out of the way for us. Sure, more healing is not something I'll complain about, so. We are going to have one more fight, but again, it should just be a basic enemy, so we should be okay. I do want a little bit of extra health here, actually, I think, just to help us out. So we'll grab health and then hopefully go into a easy battle. And again, Ray can use that because she's going to exhaust some stuff for us. Well, we don't really have that good of a boost in here. Oh, okay. Divine. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? One attack card hand plus 150 for 1 turn. Reduces cards cost by 1. I mean, that is free. You know, it's fine. We can use it to buff other stuff. Again, so when you're doing this version of the build, it is really difficult to get the AP aligned where you really want it. But for this, it is just going to be a free 150 for us in this case. And then because this is going to create 2 of the cards, or I guess we could actually, or no, that's Ray's, not his. So this will give us a nice AoE damage for the turn, and then we can get the last hit with the other guy. Now, with both these being lower, you know, we could game the system here a little bit and just try to increase our healing. Oop, that is not what I meant to hit. I meant to draw one of these and then go into the oath, but what I was basically saying is that we can keep this last guy alive here a bit just to cycle through and see if we can get a card draw, because they don't really do a lot by themselves. Yep, so here we're just going to try to get a little bit more healing in. And we're going to have to use the brand just so we don't take the damage. So a little bit more healing, you know, taking the extra turn. Sometimes it's perfectly fine. All right, getting to a shop. Gonna be looking for a lot of the neutral cycle cards where we can. Also, you can keep these in your deck. I am just someone who is a little bit OCD about it. Generally, they're fine to keep in your deck, and it's not worth wasting the 80 gold, but again, I hate seeing them. I've had them burn me at the worst of times, so I will cut them when I can. Do we already have a weapon, right? We already have a weapon. We need a... We just need a better weapon for Kayron, I guess. Sure, Mark is the extra. This is funny because we just unlocked this on our previous go of it. So sure, you know what? I will. It's a little bit more damage that way, so I can't really complain. And I'm going to save a little bit of gold. Actually, nah, it's fine. I usually am a lot safer with my gold spending, but getting a little bit of extra, you know, sustain is pretty important. I should have done blessings first there. I was just absorbed by the AoE option that we had. So unfortunately, we don't have a lot of exhausts, and it's only hitting for about half their health. That said, we can at least still kill one of them here, and you know, doing the AoE damage is still going to be ideal for the most damage across the turn. Now, I do have to keep in mind that they have, if I remember correctly, we have the Fury debuff during this, so the rest of them we're going to try to kill in a single turn. So we will freely remove the bleed card. All right, so we are going to pump up our cards here, and then we'll be able to get it clear on the other one because we're going to have the morale for. And I don't think we have the oath active anyways. We don't have a heal that we can use here, unfortunately. Ooh, divine recycling. What do we get? We get an extra draw. Actually, oh, this is kind of a bummer. Morale is really good if we end up going the single target route, but it literally is a zero cost draw card, and you know, that's fine. It's better if you get the double AP, but you know what? Or excuse me, the AP generation off of it, but I will not complain. So again, largely we're looking for things like Rally, and we're trying to find things like Gearbox. Which I don't think that we are going to see. We are not. We're going to heal up. Her stress is going to go down, and we are going to be at the first boss. I am so happy every time that I just get to open this because it makes everything else so much easier. So we will have our sustain package online for this fight, which is really nice. We just have to, well, we just have to actually draw them now is the challenge. This is also where I wish I had recycle. I really don't need to use any of my skills right now, so we're kind of just wasting ego points right now by not having a good one to cycle to, but we should be able to draw into something relatively soon here. And again, snack time kind of punishing us a little bit. Because I'm definitely not going to get rid of a healing, as it were. For not being upgraded, a 500% donking is pretty good. Well, there is the recycle that we were waiting for. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. We got the sustain variation. 40% shield gain, damage, and healing, which means now our combo for this run is going to be just all about sustain all the time. So now we can do a bunch of damage, and now these are dealing 140 and 181 healing. So you can see very quickly how much my health is going to go up this turn. So these are healing 112 each, making them, you know, even better, a better healer than what Mika is doing. However, Mika is still obviously very, very important for us because she does provide action points, which does smooth out some turns for us. And just because I have the ego points to burn here, I am going to actually go for the extra attack. Yep, and at this point, we can just see, and now Black Hole is doing 652 damage. We will save our action ego points at this point just in case we need the heal, because if I remember at the second half of his life, he does do a big AoE, or not AoE, but big damage attack, so we're gonna make sure that we start stocking back up for a big heal turn. Again, free is free for our damage upgrade, so this is going to go up to 564 now. Again, this is really showcasing just how strong Rey can be with her buffs in particular, and then otherwise we just have these that are going to heal us up. Sorry, healing 227 now off of these. 141 heal per, and that's not even, we're also like missing another buff here, so those could be healing for even more. So when I talk about like farming chaos, right? So just for the sake of farming it, this is really where Kayron can shine, and just making sure he's helping you clear content. So again, consistently doing big damage, consistently getting our heals. Absolutely in no danger of dying whatsoever when you get these two very specific epiphanies together. And again, at this point, I'm not even touching, I guess, you know, sure, I'll do the, you know, the heal for the flex, but this is just Kayron completely soloing the fight, having enough sustain because we got those two upgrades that we wanted. And there we go. That is the first floor complete. Echoes of True Abyss is an okay one to copy because at the end of the day, you do want to have extra generation. I try to only copy Black Hole if you can, but because this one does combo quite well with what we want to be doing, it's a fine one to copy. We don't need, or actually, wait, we do need an attack for Rey, so sure. And then for the Chaos Loot at difficulty 7, you do get 2 gold drops, but we are just going to skip that for now. I always, Envy and Passion are some of my favorite here, just depending on like what type of build that we land on. But we don't have our Black Hole upgraded yet, so we technically don't know which way that this is going to go, where the morale buff could be absolutely insane and hard carry this. Where if we just go for the stacks of futility and relying on the oath, you know, going the basic attack route, like these become 1 to 2k damage nukes, which is also very good for this boss to keep in mind. So For the sake of the fact that it is very good against the end boss once we get there, I am going to be taking the Passion for this run. Again, we're going to open this up, see what we have access to. We do have a couple... there is actually an elite right there with a shop. So we're going to go this route for the elite. Pro tip, by the way, when you're in this last 75%, fight as many elite encounters as you can, or just in general avoid normals, because you do not want the dog walker, as people call him. He will end your run completely. So this looks like the safest, actually, which unfortunately... it looks like we'd have to be on the bottom route then, which is working our way backwards. Okay, we do have a path. Okay, this works. This works perfectly. We can go all the way top to all the way bottom and get there. This is great. So again, the double hit off the attacks here are going to be really great. And we are just going to otherwise quickly try to cycle through this. And just burning a couple of these while I can. I don't want to go through the full combo right now, but... we got our free damage buff here. Ah, boo. Just shy. And again, Ray's buffs go crazy when you can make them double hit as well. So we will likely be using a lot of that as we're going through the run. Love it. Love to see it. Thank you. Also, I just realized both of their stresses are pretty high. So if Ray and Mika break down at the same time, that might become a problem for us. I'm really hoping that they can hold their stuff together. So this one has a mistranslation. It's supposed to be when you ravage, which is a tenacity break, you get a fixed shield, which, again, for this team is just not as important for what we care about. This fight is easy, but man, do I hate it. We do not have a good opener otherwise here. We'll play the upgrade just to get out of our hand. So this guy on the right is going to always put a tax on our hand that makes it very difficult to do the things that we want to be doing. I'm going to do this for a small heal just because I know that we're going to be in this fight for a hot minute. So we'll be able to store back up some ego points. Just shy. So we're going to do it this way into an attack because now these are going to cost 0. And then this way we can make sure that we heal up to full and then kill him with the last double hit attack that we have. Again, +1 hit on basics is pretty crazy. Oh, Divine, what are we going to get? Increases cards healing by 30% is not that important. However, it does have retain, and it is a draw 2. Not my favorite version of snack time here, but, you know, sure. We are going to try to mitigate our stress a little bit. We have a lot of gold. At this point, because we have double echoes, we do want to get rid of Sphere. That's always our first cut for that deck. I'm still really hoping that we can find... hoping to find a rally or a gearbox would be nice. Okay, we got a rally. I forget how her save data is looking so far. This is probably not one that we're keeping, unfortunately. Like, the Resonating Darkness, again, is good for Chaos. It's good for going through Zero System, but it's not something that you're going to want for Tower or other content. How do we feel about Kayron's saves so far? We haven't got his Black Hole yet. We haven't figured out what Oath we're getting. We'll give it to Kayron. There might be an opportunity for us to get a little bit better of action going here. And no other upgrades for us. Reduce our stress a little bit. This is the one where you sacrifice your HP and you get a epiphany, if I remember correctly. Also, he has a fun side event that if you can kill him in one turn, you get a reward. I tried it a few times, and unfortunately, I have not had any luck. I have not had any luck bursting him down yet, so that will be a later me option. Right. Yes, this is the Giga Sustain card for. Oh man, okay, this is great. This is the actual perfect sustain run that you want for clearing Chaos. This is hilarious. Again, not good for Bazin and the timed content, but like if you're trying to build the maximum sustain and clear everything in a Chaos difficulty 10 run with Kayron and Ray, this is what you're looking for. And you can see like all the damage that we already pumped out for that one turn there. When is our next fight? So we have Elite, Question, Fight. I have to remember to go down twice. And then across this way. Okay, so we can use our... We can freely use our points here, which means... I don't think we have another damage boost otherwise, though. Yeah, unfortunately a little short. Not enough generation, but let's play that ultimate one more time. And then again, for the snack time, we are just going to save it here for like a better hand overall. Oh, I forgot about the Agony. So close. Can we actually just... No, okay, we can't get greedy with that, so... We are just going to get the draw 2 here. We do find the echoes. And very easy quick clear for us. The X one is fine if you're doing like the all-in combo version, which I don't like as much, but because we are doing a purely sustain build at this point, we are just going to be going for the normal echoes that can banish themselves, just because this can start to build up Black Hole, which is really important. We're just going to take the gold here, I'm pretty sure. I don't... If we get below 50% health at any point in this run, we'll be in big trouble. I will always try to high roll the upgrades. Unfortunately... Okay, this run is... Oh, we got it anyways. Sure. So we got the... activate. We got the morale... Oh, man, we don't have the right one now, though. because we don't have the Void upgrade for Ray. So unfortunately, we don't get the right black hole, but the one random ally performs a coordinated attack is fine. It's okay. Not where our decks are lining up right now to be optimized, but we'll make do. This one is gonna probably take a couple deck cycles to go through, so I'm not gonna fill up my... I'm not gonna use the echoes right away and kind of, you know, brick what we have started. So we'll just go for our normal clears, get a couple attacks going. And, you know, it's a regular fight. It should be fine, all things considered. All right, play out our upgrades. Yep. And then again, these will just exhaust themselves for us. All three. 3 damage shy feels pretty bad. Just very quickly, we could just get the spread damage here. We do have the draw 1 plus the action point. Just short on damage for the rest of them, it looks like. So again, really nice that this has retained for us, so if we find like one of our combo pieces, we can try to line it up that way. Get a damage boost on the black hole because it's really the only thing that we can do here. Oh, I guess we're still a little short, huh? Okay, we'll see if we can draw into something. Sure. So the morale buff here is going to make this do enough damage now. And I'll get rid of that while I'm at it. Perfect. We have our Oath upgrade, which we can play out. Just get the rest of these cards. Anything else that's worth healing? I guess we're like overhealed at this point. So the black hole will finish this one up for us. Okay, so we have to go down and then down into the next one. And then down and then across from this point. I forget what this one is off the top of my head if I'm being perfectly honest, so... I don't think I've done the stress decrease event yet, which does count for progression, if I remember correctly, so we're just going to take that one. Okay, we won the 50-50. We did not hit the run ender. Lucky us. We should be okay at this point, but I'll use one of these just to get us a double AP generation, and then we can burn some of these other cards from our hand really quickly. There it goes. So from this point, because we didn't get the other character, we should be, again, knock on wood, but we should be home free from this point. And you can see where those attack cards being played is giving us shields, is keeping us very, very healthy. 2 resolve does not do anything for us, to be perfectly honest. Because we have the buff that, you know, boosts our basic card attack damage, we will just go ahead and take the plus 50% here, because again, this on the left doesn't really do anything for us. And the lead can be really nice for starting our hand with a cheap effect. Unfortunately, we did not get anything to play out with this hand. All right, gonna try to heal up a little bit here instead of just going for the kill right away. And then a, 2700 damage nuke off that black hole, and that wasn't even with the last hit. Another divine, perfect. 4 agony to everybody. Increased damage by the amount this card healed, and plus, but morale is really good too. This doesn't really matter for the last boss, so I'm just gonna take the agony. And then we're gonna go down the middle because we do not want to fight any more normal elites from this point on. We are going to try to trigger a epiphany for Kayron here. Sure, I guess. Maybe try to get the Outbreak of War version. We do get the all-in attack, which I don't really like this one, if I'm being perfectly honest. Oh, so it's just the generic heal epiphany that we got. The one cost attack build, can be nice, but the whole reason why this build has been working so far is that because Ray does boost the amount of healing that we're getting from them. So unfortunately, this doesn't do anything for us, but again, for the sake of this is the God of Sustain runs that we have, sure, this is technically probably the best that we could get outside of a Outbreak of War that makes sure that we have the card in our hand at the start of the run. Be Not Afraid is not that bad. I totally meant to boost the double double attack there. Unfortunate. Again, because we're higher up on ego points here, we are just going to use the ultimate, clear away the futility stacks to try to start stacking up the damage on our black hole. And again, this will be a little bit longer of a fight, so we will start to earn our ego points back up. We can banish one of them at this point. This is fine. We are doing enough damage that we'll just go through and have one of these be left in our deck. Sorry, 2 of them left in our deck, removing 1. Again, we still have our heals and whatnot, so we should be fine from this point. We'll just let Ray cycle through her stuff. Really wish we had that rally still so that we could actually go through the other effects here, but working with what we got. And I'm just going to banish these other cards for the sake of staying alive for this turn. So sometimes you have to just, go through your turn, making sure that you're not losing too much life. If you're healed up, make sure you're healed up. We'll see what epiphany that we get here. 4 Fortitude's not doing anything for us, so we will do the double damage because, again, that can get buffed by Ray, which is really important. Yikes. And then other times you get hands like this, which make you question all your life choices. This does have a draw 1, but the rest of our deck is kind of not important and not doing anything for us. All right, so we're going to get Ray back, finally. It's going to give us an extra action point. Kind of unfortunately, we really don't have a lot that we're able to do this turn. We will heal up and get a damage reduction. We are going to, just clear our hand here, and I'm going to hold on to... Or actually, no, because we have Ray's ability up, so... See if we draw into something. It's a wound card, so... Oh, well. And this will get us some nice healing back up. Trying to see if we can cycle through to get one of Mika's cards, but I don't think we're going to be able to. No, I mean, this is still a draw 2 heal, and no other healing that we have access to, so we will just knock him out. This does not matter for the final boss. And this is like okay-ish. Like, we have enough gold, and it is technically a health upgrade, so sure. We will make the replacement here. All right, smooth sailing from now right into the final boss. Is there anything else that we want to remove from him? No, I guess not. You can remove your heal. What do we need? What are we looking for? We can get a armor upgrade or a weapon. Actually, what was this item again? Yeah, so we will take the upgraded damage here, actually. So nothing at this shop, but we still have one more shop to check. Random event, please don't be something insane. Actually, you know what? I have not done the fight encounter for this one yet. I always forget to do the fights. So I will do that on a different run in the future. Oh, this is the one that goes with oh, but I want the curse upgrade. Oh well, we'll take the actual piece that's for. Oh, I forgot it's a. Oh no, it is a. I thought it was a ring for a second. Yeah, this is fine because it's gonna give us. You know, we're cycling through multiple attacks here. It is an attack increase and it's also a damage boost for the effect. So we're just missing a legendary. It looks like, but again, we're gonna remove that last card, and I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, we have more than enough. I guess this will be more expensive, but we're not really gonna get too much help from the shop at this point because, again, the options that we're really looking for are gonna be pretty limited. Yep, that's fine. Take our free rest. And once you get to this point in City of Mist, it should be a free win 99 times out of 100. The hard part about City of Mist is just getting to this guy and beating the random RNG of taking your one upgrade card out of your hand. Oh, I hate this guy sometimes. All right, well, he took the literal one card that we needed to start this run with. So we will see how that impacts us. And again, we just gotta punch him a bunch of times to cough up the goods. It's just really annoying when he takes our one literal upgrade when we need it. Yeah, you can take the recycling, that's fine. Thank you. We got our oath back here, so now our deck is online. We're just gonna take the damage here because it does not matter. So now that we have our damage boosting stuff online, at this point, I'm gonna actually do the right combo now. At this point, we just want to boost up this damage, and then every futility that we get is going to be able to heal us for a ton. So at this point, we're very happy with what we have. We're going to apply some weakens because these are going to exhaust themselves. Or sorry, ephemeral does not count. It has to be exhaust in that case. There we go, getting evolve our big damage. Again, we're just healing for approximately infinite at this point. Once you get to this point, again, it's just going to be a massive punching bag. All right, well, he continues to be a bully and steal the wrong stuff. So 1400, just for the sake of it. I think we're still going to be just shy on damage with this hand, but... Oh, it only healed 173. Okay. Was almost there. I was really hoping we could save ourselves a turn cycle, but... We are going to get our black hole, which is also going to be nice for upgrading. And actually, I don't know how much we have exhausted at this point. 1, 2, 3, so 6, 7. So unfortunately, this is only going to get the 1 extra hit. But it's going to be good enough to knock him out and be good for a clear of City of Mist on difficulty 7. I mean, this would be good in the single hit version. I don't think we're keeping any of the save data, unfortunately. None of those matter. We'll go through this animation really quick, and then we'll wrap this up by showcasing the save data that we have and if ultimately we are going to keep them or not. But at this point, a clear is a clear, and it was on Nightmare mode, so we should have some, hopefully, pretty big save files to do the, oh my god, it's a 70k save or something. Unfortunately, we didn't get any monster cards or like anything too crazy, so there shouldn't be that big of save files, but... Yeah, 43 is not great, and so we can't even preview the other ones, but, you know, this is nothing special, so we're just going to delete this. We'll go into these in just a second. You saw that we got to keep our orbs, and then most importantly, I do want to let people know, when you get to this end screen, once you successfully complete a run, please, please, please make sure that you see if one of these says, you know, difficulty 8, which would be, in my case, would be the next upgrade, by this little icon. As you're progressing through, as you're clearing through these stages, you'll eventually get to a promotion match, for lack of a better word, where it will give you the next difficulty up. So for me personally, because I am just comfortable with playing Kayron at this point, I am going to pick one of these to continue to progress on and try to unlock difficulty 8. But, you know, this does take multiple runs, multiple attempts per level. And just really quick, which one of these is going to matter? They're all... Oh, I'm done. There is literally one. I was not even paying attention. There is literally one on the side. So funny enough, every promotion I've had up to this point has been in the middle, and I honestly thought that was just scripted. Every single one that I've gotten that showcased the next difficulty has been in the middle. So in this case, in this one, literally right here that I'm now looking at, it does have a difficulty 8 symbol, meaning if I clear this, I will then be into difficulty 8. Now, Plague 1 max health decreased by 20%, not that big of a deal. Cannot rest in safe zones. This is going to be difficult if we do not get the very specific Kayron build that we just showcased. However, because it is a promotion map, we are always, 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 always going to click this. So now we'll get our gems for clearing that really quick, but now in our codex, this will always be here for when I want to try and clear it. So lastly, just really quick to talk about these builds that we just got, you know, scuffed a little bit. So we do have the double Echoes of True Abyss. We kept our gear. Otherwise, this does look pretty standard that we got to keep everything. Now, again, unfortunately, this is not a good build for something like the Basin, but this will be a good build if this seasonal content is going to be all focused around a big boss battle that we're trying to look for a lot of sustain. So I might keep this one for that reason. And then for Ray here, she does have the 40% heal that we want with double Predators, but I thought we got one. This one's, again, really good because she can get a lot of shield if she needs it. That one's also void. Oh, I guess that is the first one. Okay, so I guess we got 2 good save data. Well, good save datas out of that, right? So I'll have to, you know, go pay my crystals, break both of them out of jail. I'm going to think about this Ray one for a little bit longer, but that's going to wrap up this YouTube video for difficulty 7 of City of Mist. Again, Ray has just been a super great support for Kayron and how those two in particular work together with her unique upgrade here that gives you the extra healing and damage, which is really important for getting the sustain. So let me know in the comments below which characters you want to see in the next run, again, as we're starting to gear up. And well, season 1 is right around the corner, so we might actually just have to wait for the Yuki banner and put all of our resources into that. So thank you very much for enjoying the video, but until next time, stay safe, stay hydrated, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.